everyone, this is Anushka Maan and welcome back to my channel. So currently I'm in a new city as part of a social internship that is mandatory at SPJMR Mumbai, that is my MBA college, and that's why I've not been able to put a lot of videos recently because I was really busy in shifting to this new city, understanding what to do, how to do and all that. But so far so good. So today we are going to talk about a very important topic with respect to the CAT preparation, and that is mock analysis. So all of you would be taking up mocks. Some of you would be attempting a 2-hour grueling mock and then look at the scores and the percentiles, maybe be happy, maybe get disappointed and then shut the laptop and just move on with whatever you have to do. Or there would be some of you who would just, just glance at the questions that you got wrong and be like, okay, aise tha, and then just get away with it. But I think if you are doing this sort of approach, this is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of CAT aspirants make if you are not analyzing the mocks properly. It is just a waste of time. So today I'm going to tell you how to analyze your mocks properly so that it becomes a powerful tool for you to improve in your mock scores and percentiles. So let's get started. So before we begin this video, there are 3 things that you need to improvise on or keep in mind when you are actually preparing or actually giving the mocks. Number 1, mocks are not a judgment of your ability or your capabilities. They are just a diagnostic tool to understand where you need to work out more, what are the areas that are your weaknesses, what are your strengths. It is just a diagnostic tool. So please stop making it a judgment of your ability that if your mock scores dip, then you are not doing well in your preparation. Maybe just bring all sorts of negativities in your head. Second thing, that in mocks, you should track the scores and not the percentiles. And also remember that it happens with every person that your percentiles and scores will keep fluctuating with time, because the difficulty level of the mocks that you're attempting, that also changes with time. Your understanding of certain concepts, that changes with time. So do not, bring yourself down when your mock scores fluctuate, because that is how they're supposed to be. Otherwise, how will you know where you are faltering? This is your preparation journey. This is not your actual CAT exam. And third thing is, always focus on quality over quantity. You can give 50 CAT mocks, you can give 100 CAT mocks, but if you are not analyzing them properly, they are just a waste of time. You are not able to understand that where is it that you are faltering. So today, I'm going to give you a very simple method using which you can actually analyze your mocks. I call this the 3-round framework for analyzing the mock. This is something that I used for myself as well. So round number 1 is to, whenever you have just attempted a mock, a 2-hour mock, take a short break and then reattempt the mock without having any time constraints. And this time attempt only those questions which you got wrong or which you left unattempted. So while you are doing this in a pressure-free environment, understand if you are able to solve those questions in a pressure-free environment without any time constraints, then you will get to know that it was not a conceptual problem that you had. It was just that you got panicky, or it was just a time constraint or a pressure constraint. If you're still not able to solve those questions which you got wrong or which you left unattempted, then it means that there is some conceptual gap and maybe you need to go back to revise the concepts that you have had. Try to implement this on a couple of mocks to understand where exactly is the problem, wherein if your scores are dipping or your percentiles are dipping. And if you are someone who is looking for some institute or some platform which gives you quality mock test series, then I would suggest, my personal recommendation would be Quant mock test series that you can sign up for. So basically their first mock is absolutely free. So if nothing else, if you just want to test it out, how exactly the mock will look like, you can actually give at least the free mock that you have. If you actually sign up for the full test series, you are going to get 35 full-length CAT mocks apart from 45 sectional mocks for yourself in that entire package. So the interface that they provide for these CAT mocks is exactly the same as the actual CAT examination, so that when you are actually in the examination, you don't feel ki, oh, this feels unfamiliar or this feels strange. Another thing that I found that was really good with them is that they provide this error tracking feature, which allows you to analyze your mocks really properly. Apart from that, they also provide the text and video solutions to all the questions in the CAT mock examinations. Two other things that I really like is that they also have this ranking feature wherein you are ranked among your coaching mates based on your percentiles and scores, so that you can see, you can benchmark as to where you stand as per with respect to the other people who are also going to attempt the CAT examination. Apart from that, they also have this amazing goal tracker feature which I really like, which shows you that basis your scores and percentiles, how close you are to your dream B schools, the B schools that you actually want to get in. So after every mock, what happens is that you get this personalized recommendation for yourself, which tells you that basis the mock you just attempted, what are the topics that you need to focus on, what are the topics that need some conceptual clarity, where the time could have been decreased, where you could have done it in a simpler manner. So all this analysis, it is simplified and given to you after every mock. So if you are someone who is like really feeling down about how to analyze the mocks, or you're not able to do it properly, you can actually go ahead and sign up for this iQuant test mock series. And apart from that, first mock is free, so you can actually go and test it out if it really suits you. So I'll put the link in the description and I'll pin it in the comments also if you want to go ahead. Now moving on to round 2, which I call the confronting the solution. Now this time what I want you to do is to look at the official solution, which will be given by whatever mock institute or platform, whichever platform that you're attempting the mocks from, they'll have their own official solution guide. I want you to tally your answers with that and check. This time I don't want you to look if your final answer matches the original one. I want you to check if the questions that you attempted, they could have been done in a simpler manner. Understand the strategy that was followed in the official solution guide, because especially for questions like DILR, a lot of times these questions are solvable, but you could have attempted that in a longer method, whereas it was possible to do it in a shorter span of time. So I want you to understand the strategy behind, the logic behind why and how of the questions. And this time I want you to tally all the answers in your CAT mock with the official solution guide, to understand if there were better ways to solve your solutions, solve your questions. Now moving on to the last round 3, which is the most important, and this is where the magic happens. I want you to, this is called the error logging round, wherein you create a tally of the errors that you have made so far in the mocks. Whether you can maintain a physical notebook for that. I had my own physical notebook that I had maintained to tally and keep the record of all the mistakes that I had made. You can also make an Excel sheet wherein you have to categorize the errors that you have made. Maybe also write the question in which you made that certain error. You can make categories like a silly mistake category. These are the sort of questions. This was the question where I made a silly error, maybe some calculation error, or I misread the question. Second would be something like a conceptual gap, that these were the questions wherein I did not even understand the concept. So maybe you have to go back and revise those concepts back and try not to make those mistakes again in the same concepts. Third could be something like you could have done that question in a shorter span of time or in a simpler manner. So basis this, create categories of the errors that you are making and then write the questions. Okay, there was some sound in the background, sorry. So then write the questions also in front of it. You can maintain a physical notebook for it or keep an Excel sheet, and trust me, this is a very important tool, because then it gets ingrained in your mind, all the errors that you had made so far, and you tend to not make those errors again and again in the subsequent mocks that you give. So this was the simple 3-round framework that I suggest that you can use to analyze your mocks for the CAT examination, whatever you are giving. If you want me to make a separate video wherein I talk about how to analyze each section of the mock, like VARC, DILR, Quants, etc., let me know. I'll be happy to make a video on that. And if you need any support from me, let me know in the comments down below. And wish you all the very best. I know it's hard. I know it's getting harder and harder now, considering that we are almost in the end of September. CAT exam is approaching, but you have got this. You have put in effort so far, and you are a dedicated person, and you are going to reach your dream B schools. So wish you all the best and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.